Well, futures pointing to a lower start, to lower consumer spending last month. Is there any chance of a market rebound today? Well, Jack Ablin, the Chief Investment Officer at Harris Private Bank, joins us now. Thank you so much for being here. First of all, by looking at the week we've had so far, what have you sold?
Well, we, certainly a little bit cautious, given that we have come a long way from the bottom. I think that in general, valuations are reasonable. So I'm not saying that we're, set to fall in any stretch, but I do think that the upside potential is certainly a lot more limited than it's been.
Jack, you mentioned valuations. What do you make of a day like yesterday when money was coming back into the market after about 5 days? People jumped into materials, which some would say are pricey. They stayed away from the healthcare to a certain degree, which some would say are cheap.
Yeah, I think that it's really, cheap and rich haven't really played much sway in this market. I mean, people are really going for beta. They're just going for movement. They're trying to get into the either pro-cyclical or defensive sectors, and really without much discrimination.
Hey, Jack, Adam, if you've had a stock that's had a great run, you want to take something off the table, do you put it into another stock, or do you just let it be in cash for a little while?
You know, I know with cash earning zero, it's tough to make that decision. But I'll tell you, this is a market where you really have to be aggressive and use cash as an asset class. And so, I'm trying to train money managers and clients that, cash isn't such a bad thing, especially if you think the market's going to drop.
Hey, question, would you consider putting that cash into euros?
Not right now, no. I think the dollar is actually much more better positioned than some of the foreign trading currencies to move, advance over the next couple months. So I'm actually, maybe a closet bull on the dollar, although I do think longer term the dollar could diminish.
Jack, talk me through your ideal portfolio. How much cash do you hold?
Well, right now, very little, actually. But I will say, as we've moved so far so fast and valuations are now, I'm going to say, full. I'm not saying they're expensive. They're certainly not cheap. But they do take into account just about everything incorporated right now. I think the next move would likely be to take some of the risk off the table. That could be moving to cash. Within the equities, I still like international small cap, trading at roughly a 30 to 40% discount to the U.S. At the same token, I think the emerging markets are expensive. Rarely do they trade at a valuation premium to the U.S., and what I find every time they do, they underperform the U.S. over the subsequent 12 months.
All right, Jack, thank you so much for that. Jack Ablin there joining us this morning.